Hey everyone, so for today's video, we are going to be talking about an affordable cream liquid eyeshadow that I really think more people need to talk about. And apparently you guys think so too, because this was one of those items I just kept seeing pop up over and over again. It was from a brand that I had never heard of, and I would just see those comments popping up like, you need to try this. They are affordable, they are absolutely gorgeous. So finally I placed an order and decided to give them a try. So thank you to you guys for putting this product on my radar. I love that this product is very, very affordable, but if you guys are familiar with my channel, what I like to mention is that I do not like products because they are affordable. It's one aspect of the product that I like. And what I mean by that is that I don't like affordable makeup for the sake of liking affordable makeup. I want the formulas themselves to be good, because what's the point in buying affordable makeup that we don't love and you don't want to use? You're just going to waste it. So though these are affordable, I like them because I think the formula is really special. Right, I won't keep you waiting any longer. So these are the cream eyeshadows from a brand called Sydney Grace. Obviously, some of you guys have heard of this brand before, but I had not. Sydney Grace also comes out with a lot of pressed powder eyeshadows, but you guys know I love all things cream. So I picked up 4 of these shades. They retail for $8, which again, super affordable. I love that. And also you get a lot of product. You get 10 milliliters or 0.33 ounces. So really you're getting a lot of product here. I love that you also get a good bang for your buck within the price per ounce. Let me quickly walk you through all 4 of these shades. So the first shade that I picked up was the shade Boardwalk. This is more of a golden, warm kind of copper shade. It's very wearable, very kind of everyday, very approachable shade out of the shades that I picked out. Just kind of a straight metallic gold. You know, a lot of people are going to get a lot of use out of a shade like this. I also picked up the shade Pier 39, and this is a really pretty mauve shade with that kind of metallic golden shift. I would have loved to see a cooler shift to this rather than a warmer shift, but it is really pretty. And the next 2 are my favorite shades. So the shade My Bond is absolutely gorgeous. It's this beautiful kind of plummy brown with that duochrome to a touch of like blue, very similar to blue brown from MAC if you guys are familiar with that pigment. And it's kind of what's on the inner portion and on the center of my eyes today. Looks really, really pretty. I'm excited to tell you guys more about the formula. But the last shade that I picked up was the shade Babe. And this one at first I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get a lot of use out of this. Just swatching it on the back of my hand, I was like, it's a bit much. It's very deep, very smoky. This blends out and looks gorgeous on the eyes. It's this beautiful taupey brown, and when it's on the eyes, it is a metallic finish, but this finish and how it washes out over the eyes is very unexpected. And by the way, I will have demos of all of these shades on my eyes, of course. Liquid shadows, I think, are probably the hardest formula to perfect. I am not an expert cosmetics formulator, but a lot of brands get this kind of formula wrong. Quite often, I feel like liquid shadows set down too fast or set down unevenly. So some areas you will be blending out the product and it won't want to blend because it's already started to set down, while other areas of the look will still be very movable. So it makes it very difficult to get a very pretty blend. If you guys have watched my best and worst affordable cream eyeshadow video, you know that I have found that that is the case with quite a lot of affordable liquid shadows, but also more high-end shadows. However, I think that this formula is really great. It is a creamier liquid eyeshadow texture, so I like that it still has a little bit of emollients. It has a little bit of heft to it, but in general, these feel very lightweight. They have a great smoothness, but they're still quite spreadable, and they still have that emollient. So it's not a really watery, super liquidy texture. These won't kind of drip down your hand or anything like that. So I think that it's a good balance, especially with such a highly pigmented formula. First impressions wise, one of the first things that I noticed when I was just swatching these is that these are incredibly pigmented. So not only do you get a lot of product, I mean, it's going to take a long time to go through a product like this because you just need a touch. You just need a little bit. In fact, I think that because these are so highly pigmented, I do think that there is a little bit of a learning curve with them. It's a little bit easy to go overboard. So getting into application, I would personally recommend taking a little bit onto the back of your hand, then taking a little bit on your finger from the back of your hand and kind of spreading it out over the lids, then taking a brush and kind of blending out the crease from there. One of my favorite cream eyeshadow brushes that I talk about all the time is the Sephora 18 brush. This one is great if you really want to give impact and pigment, great for the lower lash line, and in general, just really great for cream eyeshadows. But I also think a fluffier kind of synthetic brush is a great way to go with these if you just want to blend out the crease. It might take you a couple of times to get the hang of this formula, but I really do think it's worth it for a multitude of reasons that I've already talked about. But one thing that I really enjoy is that these blend really nicely together. You can mix shades together to get a new shade. And once they're on, they are on, but they don't set down to look flat. And that's something that I am always cognizant of when it comes to liquid shadows. If a shadow looks really pretty once it's on the eyes, but then it sets down, it kind of loses that luminosity, I tend to not reach for it, even if it is more long wearing, because I just want that reflection. I don't want it to be kind of a flat metallic. And if you guys know what I mean, please let me know down below. My favorite shades that I have found from here still give me that touch of a wet metallic look. Let me show you how I did the eye look that I have on today. My bond is just all over my lids, and you can see that that touch of blue sparkle just adds that layer of reflection and dimension. It glides beautifully on the eyes, and it doesn't feel really tacky or heavy either. Babe is such a gorgeous shade to add dimension to any eye look, and I love that it still gives me kind of a skin-like creamy finish. In fact, these are just very thin once they're kind of blended out, but again, not in that way where you feel like you're kind of fighting the formula. They're not too tacky once they're pressed onto the skin. With the shade Boardwalk, this is way more of a true metallic finish. Less is definitely more with this one, and I do think that it's really pretty, but it is kind of more, you know, run-of-the-mill. But I don't think that's a bad thing, especially if you're looking for a shadow that you use kind of every day. Pier 39 is also really pretty as well. I would like to see some more quote-unquote wearable shades. I know wearable is kind of a subjective term, and at the end of the day, everyone should just pick the shades and the colors that make them feel special. But for me, I would just like to see kind of some taupey champagne shades. If you're familiar with this line, if there's one that I'm overlooking, please let me know down below. Something I find really interesting about this formula is that it also is a very long wearing formula that is very easy to take off at the end of the night. I don't know how they do it, but this is a long wearing formula that doesn't look crepey or unflattering on the eyes. It sits very closely on the eyes. It doesn't readily come off on the fingers if you're rubbing your eyes, but at the end of the night, with just a regular cream cleanser, they'll come off right away. That is something that you don't often see. Usually the trade-off with long wear makeup is that you're going to have to take a little bit of extra time to get it off at the end of the night, but I was really surprised that these came off super easily, and I love that because I don't like to, you know, really rub on my eyes. I try to avoid that. So yeah, these really adhere well to the skin. They sit very closely on the skin, and that really helps with the longevity. I don't find that these really crease that much. Maybe a touch of creasing here and there, but for a metallic eyeshadow formula like this, I was really impressed with the longevity. These do kind of remind me of the Color Fix formula from Danessa Myricks. I would say something between the metallic and the foil formula, something in between that. These aren't particularly gritty though. I find that some of like the true foil formulas from Danessa Myricks can be like a touch gritty, not in a way that like puts me off, but these I think have kind of a finer shimmer. It just depends on, you know, what kind of look you're going for. I am really, really enjoying them. I feel like this is a kind of product where I'm like, I want this kind of item to go viral. I want more people to talk about these hidden gems, these indie brands that are coming out with beautiful formulas. Let me know if you guys have tried these out. Are there any shades you think I should try? Also, thank you guys for being patient. I was sick last week and I didn't post for like a whole week, which was very odd for me because I don't think I've taken like a week off of posting in a very long time, but I appreciate the patience. So if you guys appreciated all of the swatches, all of the demos, please let me know down below by commenting and giving this video a thumbs up. Thank you as always for watching and being here, and I will see you in my next one.